Alternative gonna give you what you asking for. Naturally yours, but educate the most. Hottest in the game, here to put you on. Come learn this business, welcome to Twinness. Alternative gonna give you what you asking for. Naturally yours, but educate the most. Hottest in the game, here to put you on. Come learn this business, welcome to Twinness. But glad you're tuning in on the latest tip. Alternative salon, keep your head lit. And naturally yours, got your custom fit. T-shirt and Tanika, keep your wig drip. TNT, double up the impact, call it Twinness. Hottest hairstylist in the business. Keeping topics fresh for your listening. Black owned, woman independent. Like fishes hold it down on your imaging. Whether professional or apprenticeship. Showing culture love just to get you right. Black is beautiful, always shining bright. Alternative gonna give you what you asking for. Naturally yours, but educate the most. Hottest in the game, here to put you on. Come learn this business, welcome to Twinness. Alternative gonna give you what you asking for. Naturally yours, but educate the most. Hottest in the game, here to put you on. Come learn this business, welcome to Twinness.
Well, hello. How are you today? Welcome to Twinness.
How are you?
I'm amazingly well.
Good. So am I. I'm great.
This is Tisha McDonald, Alternatives Beauty Studio.
And I'm Tanika Gillar. I am naturally yours.
Nikki, I must say I watched your live today on Instagram. It was amazing.
Thank you.
Congratulations on everything.
Thank you. I see in the background on my chair that y'all see a tutu dress back there, but I didn't realize it was there. But it's okay. Well, thank you.
I don't see it, but okay.
I will be doing another live tomorrow, so I'm pretty excited. And thank you for joining me and staying with me all day.
But of course. So, guys, we got a comment already. How are you, Sharice? How you doing? It's been busy. How was your week? How was your Thanksgiving? Happy Thanksgiving. I just got in late last night, so I've been running around crazily. And
I was
busy.
Yeah, I was thankful for that today. I just took Treasure out. That's my dog, y'all. And I was like, well, God, thank you for letting them get back home safely. Just in case I didn't say it, I just had to let God know I'm thankful that y'all made it back safely.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So, okay, guys, let's just be honest here. Some of us enjoy the holidays and some of us don't enjoy the holidays. And so where do you stand on this?
I thought about that earlier today, T. Had an office to myself and now I'm sharing an office with someone else and they want to decorate the office. And I thought about it today and I was like, Thanksgiving is my holiday. Christmas is not my holiday, but because so much has happened around the Christmas season. And it's like, I'm just not that girl. And so even though I said yes, and I'll help her decorate and everything, but my heart isn't in it, for that, for the jollies of Christmas. And I think that there are millions of other people that are feeling the same way. Whether it's from it could be a multitude of things. People are going through things emotionally, not just loss of death, but loss of relationships. Sometimes, why am I celebrating? I don't have no one to love.
Loss of jobs. Look at all these jobs that have been laying off.
Mm-hmm. So when you look at loss, it's not just one type of loss. We think loss of a loved one, but you could have loss of yourself. Like, I'm not the same person I used to be. I used to be this vibrant, happy, person, but now I'm in this clutch. I think that life happens to people. And so it makes it difficult during a season. What were you going to say?
Nikki, before we even get all into that, I want to say congratulations to my niece. She had a baby boy, healthy. Thanksgiving. No, the day after Thanksgiving, she had the baby. And so I just want to say congratulations. I'm not going to put her on blast, but I just want to say congratulations.
Congratulations.
Yes, I'm with you, Tanika. So you know that I started teaching now, and I teach at Empire Beauty School in Allentown. And the class wanted to put up a Christmas tree. And I told them I'm not really into the holidays like that. And they just couldn't understand why. And they started going down a list of the different holidays. Oh, what about Mother's Day? And I'm like, I'm a mother every day. Oh, what about Easter? Well, Easter is not the way it's not celebrated the way it's meant to be. And no, I'm not teaching my children about the Easter bunny, and they've never been on an Easter egg hunt, and we've never dyed eggs and stuff like that. Oh, what about, give me another one, Valentine's Day. I said, my husband better love me every day, stuff like that. It was just like, you don't celebrate anything? And I'm like, no, not really. And
well, I think that yours is from the consumerism. Like, you're not really into all of the hoopla of the having to spend all this money or the fake beliefs. I think that's different than losses.
Yes, but also
the commercialism. I couldn't think of the word commercialism.
When you remember, for the 3 months when we were younger, we did not celebrate these holidays. One, our stepfather died Christmas Eve. A year later, that was in December. A year later, our mother died in January. And then a year later, our father died at the end of January, closer to February. So those 3 months, those were all losses. And for years, we just wore black for those 3 months for many, many years. So that was the loss for us. And so that was always a memory. I didn't let my class know that, but what am I celebrating? You know what I mean? At that point. But now, as my kids get older, and my kids, they never believed in Santa Claus or anything like that. And my class can't believe, what? You didn't teach your children? No. Why? No, we're not doing that. And
my children either.
Yeah. Today we were just talking about a Christmas tree because the grandchildren are coming over in a couple of weeks. And my husband is like, oh, we need to get the tree. Now, last year when they were here, but because they moved in because of COVID and everything, my grandson picked the Christmas tree because we get a live tree. And I'm like, I'm not doing that this year. You know why? My kids could care less about a tree. They didn't help me decorate it last year. They're not going to help me decorate it this year. They didn't help me take it down. So why am I putting myself through that when I don't even really care about the holidays? And obviously they don't really care. So, but I know other people, it's like a mental thing. Like they just can't get with the holidays. It's really, and that was us later, but now when we're bringing it forward, now I just don't celebrate just because I don't celebrate, but there's others that really get themselves or find themselves in kind of a depression around the holidays. And we got to think about those people. And it's hard to say, do we say happy holidays to everyone? Do we not say happy holidays at all? I don't know what to say in that because some people just don't celebrate holidays, period, depending on the religion. Like I had an employee who was Jehovah's Witness, and it was very uncomfortable for me to even have a Christmas tree in the salon many years ago. And she could not participate in that, like putting it up and stuff like that. So, it's kind of hard to say now, what is the politically correct?
With everything political, everything is so touchy now because people don't even want side women to be women anymore. So we're talking about the holidays, and y'all see in the background, my chimney is decorated. However, I do not celebrate the holidays. My mom, when she came to visit, wanted me to have something up for the holidays. So all of those ornaments she bought. And the Christmas tree I do keep up year long for my daughter. But to celebrate the holidays, I do not. And then I think what you're saying is, what do you say to people? I don't think people have a problem with happy holidays because most people really don't. I'm not going to say they don't celebrate the holidays because some people go all out, but most people really just like the fellowship of the holidays, being off, being able to spend time with their family is the most important to most people. So I don't think you can go wrong with happy holidays because then the person will say, well, I don't celebrate the holidays. Like kind of like what we do. Well, I don't really celebrate the holidays, but thank you. So I don't think anybody would get really offended by that. But we know that mental health is an issue during this time because like you said, loss of jobs, loss of relationships, loss of loved ones. So, so many tragedies are happening right now, so close to the holidays, and then people really lose it at the holiday. So I'm one, and this is bad, but I'm even in the house on New Year's. Like, I don't even go out on New Year's. I know a lot of people go to church and stuff. I watch it on TV. But my thing with that was I went out to a church service and we was leaving out. And of course, people shoot the guns. And so I'm ducking, driving home. I'm like, I will not go back out, even to a church service. But now, a lot of services are early in the evening now for New Year's. But no, it's just too much stuff going on. It's just too much stuff. But for the mental health, I know people honor their loved ones who have died during the holidays. And so they just feel like, oh, it's not the same without them. And that can cause the depression,
I saw several posts because I'm not really on Facebook like that, but I'm on every 3 days or something like that. And I looked and I saw one of my clients that was like, excuse me, if you don't see me this year, it's not the same since my mother passed away a year ago. Then it's like, I have another girlfriend who she, at this time of year, just in general, is her down. She's really not happy with the whole sun going down early and all of this. I forgot what they call it. Is it
sundowners? But we also have seasonal depression going on now because, with the sun has a long life in the summer and in the winter it's shorter days. And so that's seasonal depression. And so then once spring comes, they come back to being normal again. But we talked about this last year, and we talked about the different lighting that they have now that you can purchase to help give you that feeling of the sunlight and things like that. We did talk about that on Twin-ness last year. If y'all go back to Twin-ness and find that on YouTube, we do like to repeat topics because it's important to not forget and to, remind others that people do care. And like, say my special needs babies, the families that are in hospitals during this time, taking care of their loved ones, whether they're ill, whether they're in the ICU like Rain was, but she wasn't I think she was in maybe during Mother's Day. But, so those types of things, those things really is tragic. So you have a lot of reasons why people are suffering or are lonely or are down, depressed during this time of the year. The sundowners, the seasonal depression, the things of the stresses of life, people losing their jobs, like you said, because now we got these, and that's what I thought was wrong when you said something wasn't working on your thing. I said, well, I wonder if there was a lot of people that got laid off from the thing that we're using right now to broadcast. I was like, well, with so much going on, who knows, on the technical side.
Yeah. And then we also got to think about our elderly who's home alone. Your grandmother, for instance, she was like, well, I miss you, but yeah, So, but we got to think about them and people that's not being visited and stuff like that. We have to think of them as well, who would suffer depression because, like, she's 88 years old and she only had one child, and her one child, our father, has passed on. And I don't even know if they were close when he was living, to be honest. And her husband is gone. And we very rarely visit. And so she's going to have her depression. So we got to think about the elderly that's home alone, maybe, and maybe people don't want to visit, or they're estranged from their loved ones. So they might be suffering, a little bit of a depression as well. You
think about your military that's not here, with their families, and the families that are here that's not with them. It's like so many different categories of this, of why people are in it. And, not for nothing, but this bothers me just a little bit. It's somewhere. So it means it bothers me a lot. When you go through your feed and you see people bragging about all of the stuff that they bought their kids, all of the gifts and all of the, some people, I mean, it's nice that you're able to do that. But I don't think that it's necessary to showcase all of that because not everybody has it like that. Grateful that you're able to do that. But for those that are not able, and I know it's not your fault, that you're able to and they cannot. I'm not knocking that hustle, but sometimes I think we need to be mindful of that as well. Like, I'm not big on people showing off their food during the holiday, but that's okay. I'll take the food over the merchandise, because sometimes, it could be a little bit overwhelming and a little bit stressful and people can feel a way about that. It's a blessing to be able to do, but, do we really have to put it in your face?
Exactly. I find it, again, with this whole holiday stuff, and it's not that I even suffer a depression or if I'm whatever, because now, not for nothing, this is another leeway. People are celebrating Easter like it's Christmas. I remember back in the day when Easter was, you would get your Easter dress and your whatever, your shoes and this, that, and the other. Then it started to become, okay, I'm going to get a pair of sneakers and this, that, and the other. It started to just change. And I'm okay with that. However, once you start seeing Easter as another Christmas, I have a problem with that because I'm just like, seriously, once a year is even a bit much for what I see people posting. But then to see it for Easter, I'm like, they're getting the same amount of gifts for Easter as they did for Christmas. And I'm like, when does it become too much? But we're not talking about that. We are talking about mental health. And it does say something about our materialism. And it does say something about what if a person can't afford. Others will take it as, well, that's their problem, not mine. But then where's our mentality with that? You know what I'm saying? Well, it's their problem, not mine. Can we be a little empathetic? Can we have a little, yeah. Anyway, this is Twinness. This is Tisha McDonald speaking here, along with Tanika Gillard, Naturally Yours. And we're just talking about mental health. How are you right now this time of year? Are you okay this time of year? Do you need a little help? How are you?
Right. And I have no problem with going to therapy. So if you need some help and you can get the help that you need, I suggest you get it before it's too late, because sometimes we think that we'll be okay. It's okay. And then we start ruminating in our minds and then it gets out of control and then bigger issues evolve. So if you can get the help in the beginning, I would suggest that you get help. There are some free clinics nationally. There's a lot of hotlines and things like that you can contact if you don't have insurance, and get the help that you need. Find someone that you trust that you can talk to, because I think that's a problem sometimes too, is that people, when they get into this state, don't feel like they have anyone that they can talk to.
The resources.
And, so I think that if you can find someone that you can share with, do that,
Or even if you can give back, because that makes you feel good as well. So if you can go to a soup kitchen, because there's always someone that's less fortunate than you. Mm-hmm. And I haven't gone out there. I haven't been in the community in a minute. And it's time for me to get back into the community, because I used to be very active in the community. Now I have not had the time to get back into the community to give back. But I'm going to make the time, 23, to give back to the community, because it's been a minute since I've given back.
Well, with COVID, I think everything is slow moving, getting back in.
True.
Because certain places wouldn't even let you donate or give or visit or anything until afterwards. So
yes, like my daughter has been looking for volunteer places, not jobs, but places to volunteer, and they weren't allowing anybody to come in. But now, like you said, things are starting to open up. But if you can volunteer at a pantry or at a church or at a homeless shelter or, anywhere, if you can volunteer somewhere, that would make you feel better that you have given back in some kind of a way, because there's always someone less fortunate than you. You're not at the bottom of the barrel. You're not as low as you may feel that you are.
Well, you just talked about something else. You mentioned homelessness. And that could be something too, because, you're in your place today and on the street tomorrow. That could be, it's so many triggers to this thing. And we always talk about our foster care babies, our kids that are in foster care that don't have nowhere to go during this season, who are depressed during this season. So it's so many different avenues and factors that go along with this topic.
Yeah. And you think about it, because a couple of weeks ago, I did mention how many kids are in foster care versus us adopting animals. And it's like we place the animals more important than human life. Mm-hmm. And so, I'm always going to go back to that aspect of it. Again, you're watching Twin-ness, and we are talking about mental health and the holidays, even just like the winter time. Are you okay? Are you experiencing the winter blues? Are you okay? Are you okay?
I was just going to let that sit there for a moment. Okay. Yeah. We all need to do a mental check every now and again,
Mm-hmm.
Days could be stressful, So let's not make the days turn into weeks, turn into months,
And how are you during this time of year right now? I mean, Thanksgiving is your day, and now Thanksgiving is over. So how will you be this season?
Oh, I'll be fine. My house is always quiet during the holidays. I don't really worry about me. I just get concerned about my son, because it's like there's no camaraderie, no family during Christmas, which is fine, because then after he comes to you. But during the holidays, I'm pretty okay, because I'm quiet. I'm good to be quiet. I like my solitude, I don't get the invite, like I said, and now even with the invite, I can't do. So when my daughter was smaller, we were able to travel, break down her wheelchair, carry her. Now that she's older, we cannot lift her. She's like 140 pounds, so I can't lift her. I can't break down that wheelchair, and it's harder for us to get out. Just like when y'all went to the movies, it was fun, but it's nice to be invited, but sometimes my community is not even invited, and that is the hard part during this season. When I read through my special needs groups, at the same time, if you're reading through that feed, you'll see some happy comments, but their children are smaller and younger. And so I know that a lot of my special families are like, what are you getting this year for your special baby? And they're talking about sensory toys and stuff, because our community needs something different than the typical kids. I know for myself, for Rain, it's going to just be nice, cozy, snuggly pajamas. Like, there is nothing that she really needs. And in the winter, we like her to be snuggly and cozy. So during this season, yes, I could get a little down. I could get a little sad, but I really don't have a reason, because I know I have family and friends that really do care. That'll be a day that I'm blowing up the phone, texting and calling all day long. What you doing? Blah, 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 blah. Just for someone to keep me company. Just for
harassing me.
Yes, just to keep me company that day. So, but there's some people that just don't even have that even. Some people just don't have that.
Yeah. Last year Christmas, my husband was in Costa Rica. My husband and my daughter, they were gone. I did not care. I was like, all right, happy birthday, because his birthday is in December. Mm-hmm. And so it didn't bother me at all. But I know it can be kind of hard. Like, I'm in a new state. I don't know anyone here. I don't have any friends here. Well, I have Renee, but we don't get together like that. So, yeah.
That brings in a whole nother factor, because you got empty nest syndrome that's going to be coming not just for you, but for others whose kids have gone off to college and don't come home as often as they used to, or got married and have their families of their own and things like that. So sometimes even that with the empty nest syndrome can take effect. I know that as I get older, me and Rain moving somewhere closer to family, but y'all too far up north. It's too cold. But yeah, so yeah.
But Tanika, I'm sorry, but that's why you make yourself busy, so your focus can't be your kids all the time. I'm already there. I know my kids are 16, 18, and 19. I'm already prepared for them to be out, to be empty nesting, because I got my own life, and they already see that I got my own life. I ain't going to be thinking about them. I'm too busy, So when they call, Mom, what you doing? I'm busy. What you want? I'm going to flip the script on them.
Uh-oh. Y'all are watching Twinness with Tanika Gillard and Tisha McDonald, just talking about mental health and how you can maybe strengthen it during this season. We know that, emotions go up and down and ebbs and flows. And if you're on medicine, take your medicine. Sometimes we're non-compliant with taking our medicine, but find activities that you enjoy. Like probably during that time, I'll be doing a whole lot of blogging, doing a whole lot of research, getting a whole lot done during the holidays because I really don't get into the holidays. And this will be a distraction for me. I probably won't get out much because of my daughter, but like Tisha said, volunteer somewhere. Like last year when we talked about it, we had a young lady, her mother contacted me after, and her daughter started baking and she started her business. You remember that, T?
Yes,
the young lady started baking and that really got her out of her slump. So that was great. Yes.
Remember last year, I told you someone reached out to me, one of my clients. She's in college now, but she reached out to me. She wanted to learn how to crochet. Mm-hmm. And of course, COVID was happening. It wasn't last year, it was the year before. And we did like via Zoom type thing where I was showing her how to stitch. And she got it and she's taken off with it. And so she loves it. She makes blankets and everything now. Now she's doing stitches that I don't even do, but she ran with it. But she has that where she needs to be doing something. Yes. And so crocheting was her thing. Michelle Obama, she's been all over talking about her new book. And she was saying how during the COVID, she picked up knitting. She's been all over TV for the past 2 weeks promoting her book. And she was saying that she took up knitting to get rid of some of her anxiety.
She's a knitter.
Oh, shut up.
Yes, I did see that. And I did send out that message to my friend Peg about her being a knitter. So find ways to cope, find ways to give back, find someone to talk to, just to make it through this season. They have lighting and different, gadgets and utensils now that can help you through this season of seasonal depression or sundowners. It's really for our old folks, but let's find our emotional campus and figure it out, compass.
And don't forget that not everybody is into the holiday season, and let's check on the ones that we know may be suffering with some of the seasonal depression. I know 2 people already, maybe 3 that suffer with it, but I know 2 for sure. As a matter of fact, I'm having lunch with one sometime soon because I don't want to put that business out there. But yeah, we will be having lunch because I know this is her season where she is not well.
Yeah. That's sad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And she has nothing to not be happy about. I mean, she has a home and she has a nice job and she has her son, but it is what it is.
It is what it is. Yeah. All these happy.
I don't think that it's, because people have things that they're okay, because that's not necessarily the issue. It's not about her having things or because she's able to go wherever she wants and do whatever she wants to do. But still, it's just this time of year is just not a good time for her.
Yeah. I don't know what it is about this time of the year. I understand the weather and the season, the coldness of it. I understand that. I understand and then I'm sorry, I'm going to go a different route, but are you really happy? Because what happens is you spend all this money buying love, buying all these gifts and stuff, putting yourself into debt. So are you really happy? Because after the season is over, now you're frustrated saying, I got to pay all these credit card bills down, So
I think most people buy and they're happy to give, but then once they get the reality. And so even like with my class, I said, we don't really celebrate Christmas like that. And we've never celebrated it like that. I said, my kids get one gift. And they're like, what? One gift? Why just one gift? I said, and it's a thing. And we've done this since they were children. It's not something that's hidden. What do you want? I want a Barbie. Okay, you come with me to the store and you pick that Barbie. And they already know. It's not because we've never taught them about Santa Claus or whatever. They they already knew, like, you show me what you want, because I know one year, okay, two examples, I'm sorry. One year, we went to the store and my son wanted some kind of transformer or something. And I bought what I thought was the right one. Well, he went into the trunk of my car and saw that I'm trying to surprise him. And he was like, you bought the wrong thing. I said, never again. You know, y'all will always come with me to the store and get what you exactly want, because I never wanted to experience that again.
Right.
And then another time there was this magic marker maker or something like that. And there was only one left in the store. So I was like, okay, I can give this to my daughter because the boys had other options. Well, that was a big deal because they didn't feel like it was fair. That's the only thing she wanted, but they had other options. They had a list. And so that was a big deal. So I was like, never again. And so Christmas, you buy your gift, you come with me, you pick it out, exactly what you want, that's what you got. And the older they get, the more expensive the gift is.
Yes.
So as they get older, they want now the PS5s or whatever it is, these electronics. And I'm like, I'm not going to be spending thousands of dollars buying this, that, and everything. You get one gift and make it a good one, because I don't want to hear tomorrow, oh, I just got the one. You chose it.
Yeah.
You prepare to give experiences. Like
Right.
my daughter, she didn't want a Sweet 16 when she turned 16. She wanted to go to New Orleans. So that's what we did. And y'all say New Orleans, why New Orleans? She loves The Princess and the Frog. And it took place in New Orleans. So that's where we want. She wanted her beignets. So we don't do Christmas typical. We give them experiences instead. Go ahead.
No, I'm the same way. You know, I have my two babies here, my son and my daughter, and I don't wrap gifts. I lay out their stuff on the couch. I feel like you're a boy, she's a girl. If you don't know the difference between boy and girl, we got bigger issues. And so with my son, when he was little, we did, because it was just really him, we did hide and seek with his big gift. We would do hide and seek. We made that a tradition. So he would have to find his gift. And like you, it was just the one gift. Now, last year I bought him a car and I said, that's birthday, Christmas, Halloween, St. Patrick's Day, whatever holiday, that's it. You know, that was the big gift. And this year, I don't think he really wants anything, maybe a few hoodies or something like that. But we keep it simple. You know, ain't no need in going into debt. You know, because that can be depressing and frustrating after the holiday.
All right, guys, you have been watching Twinness. We just wanted to check in with you guys, see how y'all are doing for this time of season. Again, it could be depressing for some. Some feel depression for loss in the families and loss of jobs and loss of just anything. Relationships. Yeah. Tanika, ain't no worse time. A lot of people break up this time of year just so they don't have to buy gifts. You know, then they get back together after the holiday. You know, the same thing with Valentine's Day. People will break up Valentine's Day just so they don't have to get the gifts and then apologize. And then they're back together, you know, come March. So whatever.
Well, I'm going to say this. I'm alone for Christmas. But I am not opposed to you dropping by and bringing me something to eat.
Oh, horrible you are. Horrible. Thank you for watching Twinness. We will see you again next week. We want to say thank you for joining us today. Tanika, you did a great job again on your IG. I loved it. What's next week? Next week is the last week of week of November.
We're in December. Next week is
next week is the first week of December. Wow. You see how this is going? You see how this is going?
Yeah. So we will be talking about, I don't know, our goals, our plans for 2023, maybe. I'm not sure. We talked about it a little bit last weekend. We talked about making sure that you have your plans in place, but maybe we need to figure out what our goals are, just maybe for Twinness. I don't know. We could do it with the people.
Okay. All right, guys. We will see you next Sunday. Have a good week. Thank you for joining us tonight, and thank you for catching us on the replay. So long.
So long.